The latest pattern in the kaleidoscope of philosophy seems to be Zizek's philosophy of Aber, Aber, but auf Deutsch in German. Why is this a philosophy? Why is it a philosophy to say, on this and this and this point, I'm in agreement with you, Aber, but um, usually this word, it's like um, in German you say Entschuldigung or tut mir leid, meaning it does me harm or excuse me, Aber. Um, uh, I think because the basis for philosophy is speech, ordinary speech, and the asking of the question, what's all the talk about some subject matter, such as the Hamas attack? What's all the talk about the war in the bombardment of Gaza, for instance? And then um, de facto something has to be said, and in philosophic terms we talk about having a shared ground, which is the first kind of move Socrates makes. He tries to get people to affirm some statement so that the conversation has something to work with, but then he pushes against it. So I think this is a distinctive variation of philosophy. As we shouldn't understand, we may hear the word rhetoric in a depreciatory way, but we should understand that philosophy has to involve discussion in some way. So there could be very severe and strict philosophic work which is done. So, for instance, with Heidegger, which is a matter of a um, very particular observations of a unique Dasein and strictly putting these down, but they would remain only, as it were, dumb, and it wouldn't speak to the world unless one would say, strictly speaking, we can't understand this because we don't have the Dasein of Heidegger. We didn't live in the time he did, in the world he did, concretely, but nonetheless, Aber, maybe we could understand partially and in a certain way speak to him in the same way. I think uh, even though this has been the result of a kind of ad hoc situation where Zizek is responding to criticism, it represents a genuine topic for discussion of the basic ground of philosophy in this sort of, again, and this is, we see it in Aristotle setting this up again, because discussion um, and discussion of certain points, what's all the talk about, must be somehow in the ground of any philosophy.